outdated, okay? I know it's funny.
Hall of Famer, yeah.
But the greatest heavy metal band in the world, Steel Panther.
Did you get that? That was my sigh. I was sighing.
And you are going to find a rusty nail, and you're going to slit your wrist, and you're going to kill yourself. That's where you're going, Jack. You need to lighten up.
This is Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah.
When he's driving, and you cut him off at an intersection.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
You gotta do some shrooms or something.
Have you ever seen the Attitude Adjustment? That's a move.
I'm scared because I was actually talking about the voices that I hear in my head, and I now realize we were talking about Randy Orton.
I remember when Chris Benoit killed his family and then hung himself from the weight machine. Let's do that in a match at WrestleMania.
Listen up, turn it up and rock it out. Party on, I wanna hear you scream and shout. This is real, as real as it gets. I came to your town to get some fucking respect. Taking it back to a hardcore level. You better be ready, put your pedal to the metal. Taking it back to a hardcore level. Better be ready, put your pedal to the metal. Go! Whoa, I never give in. Whoa, I never give up. Whoa, I never give in. I just wanna be loved. Whoa, I never give in. Whoa, I never give up. Whoa, I never give in. I just wanna be loved. I want domination.
My name is Jack Peterson. I am Ajax. I am Mr. Clean. I'm the Corona guy. I'm Quarantine Man. I am that nasty man. I am nasty adjacent. I'm the man of 1,000 strongly worded wrestling opinions, and I'm joined every single week, especially this one, by the man across the internet.
Yes, I'm Phil. I'm Prince Havoc. I'm Mr. Super Coffee. Mr. Predictions, of course. Jack, once again, I dominated you. And today my hair looks very crazy, and that's how we're gonna do the show. Today is crazy hair day. Jack, honestly, you should like put a bunch of hairspray in your hair and just like make it look gigantic to match me.
Honestly, next week I'm whipping out the curling iron. I'm gonna
Yes.
go full you on my hair, and I'm
Full
gonna
me.
see exactly how crazy I can make it. And I
Yeah,
mean,
it'll change your life.
Will it? Okay.
Everything will be better. Like you'll turn water on and it'll automatically be warm. You know.
Yeah.
Girls will just come your way. Like it's the best thing ever.
Definitely not gonna be a permanent change, but you know,
Try it
I'll
out.
at least give it a shot. I'll at least give the Sideshow Bob look a shot, the Howard Stern look a shot. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't even know what Phil looks like, come to the video podcast. If you're listening on the audio one right now, it's on YouTube. At the time you're listening to this, it's on YouTube. And today we're talking about Double or Nothing. That's the main thing we're going to be talking about today. Of course, we can't forget what we have coming up later in the broadcast. Of course, we can't forget Nasty Leroy himself.
The man himself.
That man. He's also known as that nasty man. He's known as your girl's favorite wrestler. He's known as
Poundtown.
the mayor of Poundtown. He is looking clean while the haters looking mean. I'm reading his Instagram here. He's got a bunch of hashtags. I believe these are his nicknames.
Yeah.
He does the nickname thing we do at the top of the show as well. Looking clean while the haters looking mean. Internationally known, recognized by ladies. Internationally known to rock the microphone. That one rhymes. He's the head of the Nasty Nation. Yeah. He's that nasty main eventer. He's part of the Nasty Takeover. He is preparing for the Nasty Revolution. And here on FightGeist right now, it is nasty time.
It is. I think that's a LL Cool J. Internationally known to rock the microphone. I could be completely wrong.
Is it
So
really?
don't crucify me.
Well, it's at least
Process.
a Nasty Leroy thing.
Yeah.
Before we get to Nasty Leroy, we have a lot coming up in the show. We're going to be talking about Double or Nothing. We are going to, of course, Sebby, by the way, I should just point out, Sebby pointing out that FightGeist is, in fact, the first podcast ever to do the nickname bit. Right? We didn't steal that from anybody. Nobody.
No one's ever done it before us.
Just don't look into it. Don't do any
can
research.
look it up.
Don't find out. I mean, honestly, just listen to our voices and we'll tell you the truth. We created that. And Nasty Leroy stole it from us. Yeah. So
we created podcasting.
We did. It was a completely different thing before we came in and shook the scene up. There's a reason we're called the alternative, you know. We created this whole video thing, you know. You're seeing our faces while you're hearing our voices. How crazy is that?
Yeah, we're God.
We're both God.
We're not gods. We're
No.
God. both of us together as one.
I guess.
We're God.
And
Yeah.
honestly, as far as your prediction game goes, you might be the god of that. You've
Oh,
called yourself Mr. Predictions for a long time, ever since the
Yes.
beginning of the podcast, since we first started doing our
The
predictions.
beginning of time, yeah.
Well, not quite. But we, this weekend, watched Double or Nothing, and we had both predicted it last week on the show. I was very confident going in that I was going to start earning some of my points back. I was very
Where?
behind. I think I was 5 points behind last week. And
Yeah.
let's just say the gap continued to widen between us. It's a sad state of affairs, especially for me. But
Yeah. Suck.
we differed on 6 out of 9 matches that happened last week on this show. In case you missed it, there was a 9th match added. We picked 8 matches last week. There was a 9th match added, which was Sean Spears versus Dustin Rhodes. So we picked that match on Twitter. I tweeted it out.
Yeah.
And I had picked Sean Spears. Phil had picked Dustin Rhodes. Of course, if you watch the show, you know how that went. And that's just one of very many matches we disagreed on. And one of very many matches that...
How did it go? I forgot.
Well, as I was about to say, before I was so rudely interrupted, you won. That's all.
Yeah.
You won.
Boom. Thank you.
It was
That's all I
kind
want
of...
to hear. That's all I ever want to hear. You win.
Well, yeah, and you've been hearing it a lot these days. You know, the only match that I got right as far as the ones that we disagreed on was the ladder match, which was worth 2 points. We made it worth 2 points. I picked the mystery entrant to win, which was Brian Cage. And you picked Darby Allin to win, the second time that Darby Allin has let you down in a big prediction.
Let me down again, Darby. Darby let me down again.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other time
I'm
that
always gonna pick him.
the other time you picked him and then he unfortunately did let you down was the tournament itself, the TNT tournament, which culminated at Double or Nothing. I had picked Lance Archer to win that whole thing. That would have been another 2 points for me if I had gotten that one right, but he didn't win. So I could have gotten 4 points on just 2 matches.
And just saying,
was
you can
not
go
to me.
back to the last episode, and I said Cody was going to win. Now, it didn't count as a point, but just saying.
Well, you shouldn't have picked Darby at the beginning. Maybe you'd be sitting with a point right now if you'd picked Cody. But nonetheless.
You too. Maybe you would have been sitting right here with a point if you picked Cody. Yeah.
That's a good point. Out of the other 5 matches, other than the ladder match, the other 5 matches that we disagreed on, you picked all 5 of those correctly. You picked the best friends, or at least I didn't pick them right. Because counting the Lance Archer match, you didn't pick that one right, but I did. But Phil, or I didn't either. I mean, Phil, you picked the best friends over Private Party, which I picked.
Yes.
You picked Dustin Rhodes over Sean Spears. You picked Chris Statlander over.
Yes.
It was supposed to be Britt Baker. Britt Baker fucking screwed me over, to be honest. Being replaced by Penelope Ford and losing. You picked the Elite over the Inner Circle, and we both picked John Moxley and MJF to win, and we both picked Nyla Rose, and we were both wrong about that match. So
Yeah, I'm shocked.
it was
Not mad, though.
it was a very sad thing sitting in my position to watch Double or Nothing unfold. Although I love the show, I did not like the fact that I got every match wrong except for the ones that didn't really matter. And
I went into the show like not. I tried to like not even think about the prediction game because I was like, I'm not trying to let that like ruin the freaking show.
yeah,
So I was like, forget about all that. Let me just enjoy the wrestling, and then I ended up winning anyway. So
you did end up winning. Like you've won every single prediction we've done so far. You won at WrestleMania. You won at Money in the Bank. You won that TNT tournament, albeit by just 1 point. But you have earned the right to call yourself Mr. Predictions, and I can admit it now.
yeah,
It's true.
yeah, I really did.
Overall, though,
I really did.
what did you think about Double or Nothing? We have people in the chat, such as Sebby, saying a 6 out of 10, that there were some glaring issues with the show. I mean, honestly, what is your reaction to that? What did you think about this show of shows that we watched?
You know, I don't know what Sebby's talking about. I'm not gonna go off. You know, it's whatever. I think Sebby could possibly have some mental issues. Maybe. I'm not sure. And I don't really want to pick on special needs people. So whatever. It was a 11 out of 10 in my opinion. Actually, my opinion is the only opinion that matters. So in everyone's opinion, it was an 11 out of 10, Jack. It was the best pay-per-view to ever happen in the history of pay-per-views. And that's better than any WrestleMania. That's better than any porn in a hotel. That's better than any pay-per-view. Better than McGregor and Mayweather. Better than anything.
Okay.
It was my favorite.
Most things are better. Yeah, it took you a while. Most things are better, in fact, than McGregor versus Mayweather, if I'm being honest. And
McGregor
Sebby, I
won
see.
that, but okay.
What'd you say?
I said McGregor won that.
He did. He totally did win. I agree with you. But the fight wasn't necessarily astronomical level in terms of quality. And Sebby, by all means, call in.
Yes.
We'll have you on for a short time. We're not
Now.
going to be able to keep you on for a long time, but we will. I would like to hear
That-
your opinion.
Dude, that ref was just horrible. Why did the ref stop it? Like, honestly, I feel like I would have been more happy with Conor McGregor getting knocked out than it being stopped like that. Because I'm sitting here wondering, like, what if it didn't get stopped? Conor McGregor could have done something, but
He totally could have won. Because in UFC, like, it wouldn't have gotten stopped in that same way. Except for, I guess, Rousey versus Nunes. It kind of got stopped in a similar way. Where she hadn't fallen down, but she was against the cage. And that's what happened with McGregor. I think the rules in boxing are a little strange. I don't know exactly how they relate to UFC rules, but I've only ever really watched UFC.
that's a horrible stoppage. That is not a stoppage that flies.
Yeah.
That is just horrible. That's
No, I
some
agree.
New York State Commission stuff right there.
Yeah. I think it was not the best way they could have ended up doing it, but ultimately, I'll be honest, Mayweather probably would have won. He would have at least won the decision. So, we're joined by Sebby to take us away from this 2-year-old conversation we were having.
Yeah, this 2-year-old. I was watching it the other day. That's why I was
That's
just like,
why.
oh my god, it got me mad again. But hi, Sebby.
Well,
Hello.
Sebby wants to talk about Double or Nothing, I assume, right? Why did you not like this show?
No, I'm not saying I didn't like the show. 6 out of 10 is fairly positive. It's not like
Positive.
it's on the positive end of the like 1 out of 10 spectrum.
Sure.
But I just feel like there were some glaring issues with it that need to be addressed. First of all, I felt like a lot of the matches dragged on a lot, and you could tell that from the actual duration of the pay-per-view, let's just say, because it was about 4 or 5 hours, which for a company that does less pay-per-views than the average one, I could see that being, an okay thing, I guess. But I just felt like some of the matches that were longer than they needed to be, let's just say. And I felt like a lot of the matches I did enjoy. I saw people talking about how MJF and Jungle Boy was great. I really enjoyed that. I thought the in-ring mentality for that was excellent. And let me try to pull up the card here without getting off the call. I think we could do that. Yep, there we go. But I just felt like some of the matches on there were kind of duddish in a way, let's just say.
Sure.
I saw a lot of the people talking about the Sheeta and Rose match, which I thought was okay, I guess, but I didn't see it as a match of the night contender by any means. It was okay. I'm not too big on Sheeta, but I don't know. It didn't really grasp me as much as it seems to be for other people. The Statlander Ford match was kind of a dud. It was only 5 minutes, so what couldn't have been too offensive. The Dustin Rhodes and Spears match I did not like at all.
I hated that match too.
Honestly, Dustin Rhodes I like, okay, but it's I don't get the needs for a match like that on the card at all. It could have been easily taken off, and I would have been fine with it. I don't need Sean Spears to be on that card to develop him into a comedy character or whatever. If he's gonna be a jobber or an enhancement talent or whatever, then just do it. I don't think he needs a motif. It's oh, haha, he has funny underwear or whatever, I just don't.
I think you don't have a sense of humor, but go on.
No, it's fine though. I just don't see the
He
need
got
for that
spanked.
on the card.
Did you not laugh when he got spanked like a girl?
What girl are you talking about?
Not really.
Sean
But,
got spanked like a girl. He
Okay.
got his underwear pulled down.
it was kind of funny, but I just didn't see the need for it on the actual card itself, because it is a pay-per-view that you spend $50 on. I don't, and with a company like AEW where you expect a lot more out of it, you shouldn't have 1 or 2 out of 5-star matches like that.
Yeah.
It should be hit after hit after hit.
I think that match really felt like a WWE match to me, like a modern WWE match, when they had the Revival as sort of comedy characters who were putting, what was it, icy hot on their balls or something. They had like some weird gimmick
Yeah.
with the Usos. That was
Oh my
what
god,
it
I
was.
forgot about that. Oh my god.
It was a WWE comedy bit, is what it was. And for AEW,
Yeah.
a company that's supposed to be very alternative, to do something like that, especially with two former WWE guys, very strange move. I also didn't like the Cody versus Lance Archer match. I found that to be I thought that was very overbooked. I think a lot of people got involved that didn't need to be involved. And ultimately, it just wasn't the match I was expecting when I was so excited for this match going in. And then it turned out being kind of like I don't know, there was something off-putting about it. And it didn't feel right to see Lance Archer lose.
There was a certain quality of it where, like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, with the finish and, like, how Cody went over, I'm just thinking to myself, did Archer get buried there? And, like, after thinking for a bit, I came up with this conclusion. Archer didn't exactly get buried because he looked strong throughout the match, but I feel like the wrong person went over in the end.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Cody, like, I dig Cody. He's a good wrestler and whatever, and he's put on great matches, as we know. Like, one of the biggest matches that came out of last Double or Nothing was the Cody and Dustin match.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the greatest matches of last year, even, you know. But the thing is, like, with Cody, a lot of the time, like, you can see, like, where his matches end up having, like, a short, like, they end up not being as well as advertised, even though he gets, like, a lot of the story time on, you know, each Dynamite, or a lot of the minutes on whatever YouTube video they're trying to do to promote the pay-per-view or whatever. Cody builds himself up a lot for these matches, which are very storyline driven. And when these matches are very heavily story driven and the wrestling doesn't make up for the story if it's not good, it ends up being like a dud match. Same thing with him versus Shawn Spears last year. I didn't find that match really all that good at all, even though people were saying, oh, it was a story driven match, it needed to be like that. Well, like, even if it was a story driven match, it wasn't a good story driven match.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree completely. I want to hear Phil's reaction because he looks incredibly angry at you right now. But first, I want to say thank you for your call, Sebby. You're our very first caller ever here on FightGeist.
If I can say one more thing about it, that with Double or Nothing, and I know this, like, I'm going to get some disagreements because of, like, how the flow went of the pay-per-view. I feel like Moxley ended up getting the short end of the stick on this pay-per-view, and that his match with Brody Lee should have gone on last because he is the world champion.
No.
I can definitely see that. So thanks once again, Sebby. I want to hear Phil's reaction real quick, so I'm going to hang up.
Sure thing. That's fine.
Bye,
Yeah.
Sebby.
So,
Sebby, I hate you right now. I'm going to hate you for about 15 minutes, but then we're going to be friends again after this. But I completely disagree. I think you're a horrible human.
wow.
And I don't like you right now.
You know, Phil, you know what I think? I think you should.
What?
I think you should pull your microphone a little away from your mouth right now because you're starting to do that breathing thing that I think annoys a lot of our viewers. Just to be honest.
Okay, I'll do that, Jack.
Okay, now be angry. Go ahead.
Okay, now the first match, ladder match, absolutely amazing. So many cool spots. Freaking Darby Allin did some skateboard thing onto a ladder and like broke his knee or something. At least it looked like that. I thought he was actually hurt. I was kind of scared when that happened. Now that was very fun. And it's funny, looking back at it, our mystery entrance, right? You said Marty Skrull.
Yeah.
Way off. I said
Well,
Zack Sabre Jr. even more off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty funny. I
See,
was not expecting Brian Cage.
I'll be
What?
totally honest. I was actually about to message you in the middle of the week. I was gonna say because I saw people saying Brian Cage as a prediction in the
Really?
comments on some AEW posts. I was actually going to message you in the middle of the week and say I'm changing my pick to Brian Cage for the mystery participant. Since I didn't get that extra point, and it wouldn't have helped me anyway, honestly. But
Wait, did you think of that while we were on the show doing it?
no, I didn't think of it
Or
during the
just-
show, but I thought of it like the next day, and I was like, this is. You know, there's a chance that happens. Not that I would particularly wanted to see it. I liked the way they did it. I liked Taz being his manager and everything like that. We could talk about Double or Nothing all day. And unless you have anything very pressing to say about it, I would like to move on to our next topic because we have a lot more to go here.
No. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say.
All right.
I have so much to say. Okay, that Cody Lance match, I'm not going to lie. My stream was messing up. So I didn't see, like, every little move. But from what I saw, I enjoyed it. And I thought the storyline was great. And now everyone wants to talk trash about, hey, Cody's putting himself over. Oh, these people run the business and they're just taking advantage. They're doing all that. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, because Cody is whatever. EVP, whatever the fuck, vice president. I don't care, because he's in charge. He's putting himself over. No, if oh my god, if Cody wasn't in charge, right? Everyone would be just on Cody. Oh my god, I love Cody Rhodes. Oh my god, and everyone's just being annoying because he's in charge. And I think it's all just a bunch of BS. Now, if they were really abusing their power, the Young Bucks would be tag team champions. Kenny Omega would be world champion, and it'd probably be like Cody and Kenny having a rivalry, and they'd all be in the main event. But no, they're not abusing their power at all. I think what Cody's doing is fantastic, and if he wasn't in charge, no one would be acting like this. And it gets me very mad. The Best Friends private party match, amazing.
Well,
Sean Spears,
I didn't know
Dustin
we were
Rhodes.
going match by match, but sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through it. Sean Spears, Dustin Rhodes, great comedy wrestling. I don't know where people's sense of humor went. I don't know what happened. I think WWE might have killed people's sense of humor the way WWE killed CM Punk's passion for wrestling, and it hurts me inside. But okay, if you don't like it, whatever. I thought it was hilarious. He got spanked. He had Tully on his underwear.
He did.
It was
that was
great.
the worst part. I want to get Sebby's last word. He says in the chat, he says, all joking aside, Phil, looking at AEW through rose-tinted glasses will just hurt the company more than help it, especially when it's a company like this, where they do look at the feedback online. And he also mentions the fact that the Elite, they ended up winning in the main event. There were instances of them, quote-unquote abusing their power, putting themselves over, not as evident on this pay-per-view as maybe some other times. But look, I'll just point out, Phil, you have rose-tinted glasses permanently ingrained in your skull. And I think they'll be that way for the duration of the existence of the AEW, however long it lasts. And I do want to move on, though, because we have a lot more to come.
No, wait, hold on.
We have a lot more to come here today.
Wait. The Elite won the main event.
They did.
But the Inner Circle have won so many other things. They've won multiple Dynamites. They've won on pay-per-views before, and they're probably going to win at Blood and Guts just to even out the score. The Nyla Rose match I like. MJF match I like. Penelope Ford, Chris. I like Chris Statlander so much, so I was digging it. John Moxley, Brody Lee. I thought that was an amazing match. It didn't drag at all, and it shouldn't have been the main event at all. I think it was perfect that the big match that people are really tuning in to see, which was the Stadium Stampede match, which we've never seen before, was the main event. Everything went so perfectly, and that Stadium Stampede match was the best match I ever saw in my life. Everyone can go suck it. Now let's move on, Jack.
Okay,
let's
all
move
right.
on.
Thank you. Finally, all right. Jeez.
Okay.
So, as I mentioned, if you
Yeah.
hold on. Let me start over here. Okay, I'm gonna go back and edit that part out. If you've been watching AEW the last few weeks, you've seen a guy in the front row, an interesting looking fellow, cheering on one Joey Janela, and they call him Nasty Leroy. He's a guy who, he's a wrestler. He's an Instagram star, and he's going to be an Instagram god, and he's going to be on the show later in just a matter of moments. If you don't know who Nasty Leroy is, if you don't, then I've got the perfect introduction. I've got the perfect introduction for you. This is from his Instagram. Okay,
It's
and
a message.
For context, since you can't see it, he's watching the match between Cody and Dustin Rhodes on his TV. He is in his house. There is a net hanging down from the wall. I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. I think he's outside, or maybe on a porch of some sort. And he is sitting in the world's squeakiest chair.
Yeah.
Here at the National Costa, watching a classic match. SU Nation, I want to take this time out to tell you a special announcement that, guys, we caution. Stay clean, be clean, use hand sanitizers, wash your ass, take lots of showers, use baby wipes, don't be robbing people with cold fever. We'll be together soon, then later. See you soon. I miss you. I love you. And I want you guys to know that we'll be together. So don't worry. I know it's tough leaving the house. I know I'm tough leaving the house. Stay next to my face.
And I do apologize for the sound that chair was making. But he's right. We will be together very soon. In just a matter of moments, we'll be talking to Nasty Leroy here live on the show. Another thing, if you're not familiar with him, you should go check out the Janela Zone live videos he's been doing the last several weeks with Joey Janela. But before we get to that, we have another thing we have to talk about. We have to talk about the best big men in wrestling history, the best super heavyweights. We've ranked them.
Yes, we do.
We each have 5. We're going to run through them as fast as we can right now so we can still get Nasty Leroy on the show for an extended period of time. And I want you to start because you said you have an honorable mention here. So go from that and go right into your top 5.
Oh, we're not doing 5, 5, 4, 4. It's just gonna be I'm gonna list mine. You're gonna list yours.
No. Go start with number 5.
Start with number 5. Okay. So my honorable mention is Luchasaurus. Now he's amazing. Does backflips. Does roundhouse kicks. Very agile for a big man, and he looks like a god. He looks super cool. But the reason he's not on my list is because he has not done that much. All right. He hasn't been around for that long. He's still new. So that's why he's an honorable mention. But if it was a top 5 list for right now, he would be there. Now my number 5 of all time. Maybe controversial. I know you're not going to like it, Jack, but I put Braun Strowman as number 5 on my top 5 big men list.
Really?
Yes, I did. I like him so much. I think he's amazing. I mean, the same could be said for Braun Strowman about how he hasn't been around for that long, but I really enjoy him. I've enjoyed him for years now, and yeah.
I haven't
There's
liked
not much
him.
to it. He's pretty agile.
In years.
He's fun. Oh, why?
Well,
Why?
I haven't found anything, to be honest. I haven't found anything that he's done specifically that good or that good, maybe? You heard that word? Good? It's not good. He's not good. He sucks. That's all I'm saying.
He doesn't suck at all.
Since the year, I'm going to
He's
say
so good.
2018.
He's so
I'm going to
good.
say that since the year 2018, he has not had a good match.
He's the champion right now. He has not had a good match. Yes, he has. He's had every match he's ever had was good.
Oh, come on.
Even before
Goldberg?
Yeah, that was a very good match. I love that.
4-minute match.
Okay, that honestly that doesn't count. Obviously that doesn't count. Anything with Goldberg doesn't count.
Sure.
But he's a very good wrestler. He is very talented. He's not just a big man.
He's
Big
literally
boot.
that.
I'm gonna sit on you. No, he's not that at all. What do you mean? He runs on the top rope and stuff.
He runs
He does
on the top rope?
backflips.
I've
Yeah,
never
you never
seen
saw
this.
him jump
No,
off that ladder and do that 450.
didn't happen.
Come on now. No, but in all seriousness, he's really good in the ring. I don't know how you don't see it.
I don't see it. I may never see it. My number 5, though, is a guy I actually almost didn't put on this list, but I ended up ultimately putting him on the list. It's kind of the same reason I don't like Braun Strowman, because honestly, his in-ring ability isn't necessarily up to par with some other physically large wrestlers I've seen, but his look, his character, everything else about him, and even some of his matches, it brings him back up, and that's Kane.
Oh my God, what's wrong with you? You're just a garbage human being.
I like
I don't
Kane.
think I can respect.
I'm not pretending I don't like Kane. I just said he's not as good a wrestler as some of the other people on my list.
He's had amazing matches.
I'm not saying that's not true.
We're gonna fight
Oh, you
after
lost the
this
silent game.
quarantine.
Right. We
actual fight.
are geared towards a shoot fight next time we get into the studio. That is a thing that's going to happen.
When we are actually established wrestlers and we have a match, I'm not gonna tell you which match it is, but I'm legitimately gonna fight you.
That's fine.
And just remember this day. I'm gonna whisper it to you. I'm gonna have you in a headlock, and I'm gonna say, "Remember May 26th," and then you're gonna know it's on.
Fair enough.
I'm
I can't
telling
wait
you,
for that day
it's-
because I am going to
oh my
destroy
God.
you. You don't even know.
I can't believe my ears.
I'm pulling out a kendo stick, first chance I get, and that shoot fight is turning into a shoot death match before you even know it, all right?
I'm pulling out some light tubes, buddy.
We'll see about that. Who's your number
I'll
4?
have Schlack in my corner, and it'll kill you. Damn it. That's what we're gonna do. My number 4 is someone very great, very had a very sad ending to his life, but was very talented, was very for his time very cool. I mean, if it was today, I don't know, maybe he wouldn't be as popular, but at the time he was a big deal. He's a legend, I'd say. I mean, his in-ring ability is not the best like to today's standards, but for that time it was very good, and I can still watch his matches right now and enjoy it. And that's Bruiser Brody.
Oh, okay.
I put Bruiser Brody there. Yeah,
Sure.
He's really good. I feel like he slept on. I feel like not. I mean, people know about him, know the name, and probably know he died, but I don't think people really watch his matches. Like, he's had good matches with like people like Dusty Rhodes and like Abdul the Butcher, people like that. And like, it's not like for me when I watch his wrestling, I know not to expect like something like Will Ospreay level, you know.
Mhm.
But it's just good wrestling, good basic wrestling, but it's good selling, good just presence and stuff like that. And Yeah, that's why I put Bruiser Brody. He's great. You should watch his matches.
I've seen
Look
his
him up on
matches. Yeah, no, I know this guy, Bruiser Brody. He's
YouTube. You heard of him?
yeah, he fought Moxley on the pay-per-view, right? Went through
Yeah,
the
that guy.
stage. Yeah, no,
He
yeah, I'm
went to the
familiar.
stage, yeah.
But my number
Yeah.
4 is also a guy
Somebody.
who was popular in Japan and
Right.
popular in America, but probably more well regarded in Japan. And
Okay.
his name is Big Van Vader.
Oh, okay.
Ever heard of him?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
Just making
Yeah.
sure.
He's the guy that he's that big black guy, right? With the moon
Right.
tattoo.
He's he wore a black suit, and he's the father of Luke Skywalker, and he
Oh.
could choke people without touching them. You know what I'm talking
Were you
about?
talking about Undertaker?
No, that's the guy in the red.
Oh.
Yeah, with the
Okay, I
fire.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Who's your number? I think everybody knows why I like Vader. Vader's an athletic big man. He's done a lot of great stuff for the industry, for the larger athletes in WWE and in WCW and everything like that. And yeah, he's got to be one of the best big guys of all time. I know he's number 1 for a lot of people in that weight category. So that's all I have to say. I think Vader pretty self-explanatory.
I need to watch more of Vader, because I'm not too familiar. I know his appearance on Boy Meets World.
That's his best thing he's ever done. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know that much about Vader. My number 3 is Test. No, it should be though. I like Test a lot.
Okay.
I liked him with long hair. He was pretty cool.
It's true.
Honestly, another honorable mention I'd put would be probably Diesel and Kevin Nash, but I just couldn't fit him in there, man.
I thought about putting Diesel on the
mean-
list, and then I actually watched a Kevin Nash match today, because if you've listened to the podcast, you know that both of us have been, in our own way, binge watching the Attitude Era because we were not alive at the time, and I've been watching WCW a lot recently, and Kevin Nash. I mean, honestly, I love his promos. I love his personality. Can't stand to watch his matches. I like his matches as Diesel in WWF, but in WCW, when he became Nash and he was just like himself, he stopped trying, I think, and he kind of went downhill from there up until he was in Magic Mike. Then I think he spiked up again.
Yeah, Magic Mike. That was a good role for him.
Not that I've ever seen it. Just pointing it
Yeah,
out.
me either.
No.
Just like
Why-
my
why
mom
would
told me
we-
about it. You know, like
Yeah, no, I was looking over somebody's shoulder. They were watching it, so I was like, "Oh, Kevin Nash. Maybe I'll watch the rest of the movie." And so I watched some of it, but I was like half watching it because I was like watching like car racing and like cool like matcha stuff.
Yeah.
During that,
I was watching it, but I was watching, but I was watching it for like the girls in the movie. You know?
Right? Yeah.
Like the ones the audience members that were like around the stage.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I was watching it for them.
I would close
guys.
my eyes when the male strippers came on the screen.
Yeah.
That was like you look away for that and then you can turn back around. That's kind of
Yeah.
Where
That's how you watch.
that's the extent of that.
But then anyway,
you're number 3. You're number 3.
my number 3 is Andre the Giant.
Oh.
Now, you may not. Okay, you cannot make that face about Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant. Okay, maybe he wasn't the best wrestler in the world. Okay, but do you know what he did for wrestling? He did so much. He is such what's the word I'm looking for? The word I'm looking for. I don't know. Whatever.
Big?
Whatever. No.
Giant, huge, humongous,
No.
gigantic.
No. No.
Enormous.
Keep going.
Oh, you lost. Yeah, go ahead.
anyway, no, he just played a big role in wrestling. Like the impact that he actually had on wrestling is pretty huge. And I really didn't know any of this until I watched the HBO documentary, which everyone should really do. And you realize the impact that Andre the Giant really had on wrestling. And even like put all that aside, his presence, like he was a big freaking dude. Like he really was the 8th wonder of the world. And he just had a huge impact, a huge influence on wrestling, and that's why he's on that list.
The best match Andre the Giant ever had was just the fight scenes in Princess Bride. He's never peaked higher than that before.
That's true.
I don't.
I agree.
Honestly, I can't name another good Andre the Giant match. And I'm not saying there weren't any, but I've just never seen them. And I haven't watched a lot of wrestling from the 80s and earlier, but what I have seen is a very overrated Hulk Hogan match. What I have seen is
It's 5 minutes long.
exactly. That's what I mean. It's not even really a match, but people
But
act
for
like
the
this
time,
was
it's a big deal.
it was a big deal because these two had never fought before because they were supposed to be friends. But like, it wasn't a match. It was like a Goldberg Braun Strowman match in 2020.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But 93,000 people
What could he
apparently
have
went
done?
to the stadium.
His knees were broken. Like, he was dying. So
Allegedly.
allegedly, he's probably alive.
He is. He faked his death. He's living with Tupac and Elvis somewhere. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Andre the Giant, nothing he's ever done has really struck me as, wow, I really like this guy. He's one of the greatest.
You gotta
or
watch the
anything like that.
documentary, man.
Maybe.
You gotta watch
but
the documentary.
I read the
It'll
book.
change your mind.
There's a book about his life, and I read
Read?
that.
You
Yeah.
read?
I've read before. I'm not saying I'm well read. But and Perry Carmel in the chat says Andre was impossible to book realistically because he was too big, and that's exactly what I mean. He's a guy who his
was kinda
size.
big,
He was kind of big. His size is his whole gimmick. And I mean, I'm sure he knew some good wrestling moves. I've heard stories about the territory days where he threw some drop kicks. He would come off the top rope and stuff like that, and they made him stop doing that when he came to WWF because it was not realistic for a big man to do that, allegedly. But
also, by the time he went to WWF, he was like pretty
broken down.
battered. He was pretty broken. He was a broken man.
Yeah. But and that's true though that nothing he did except for probably the Hogan match felt like it had as much impact as it could have because you usually never thought he was going to lose. You never expected, if he fights Brutus Beefcake or something, that they're going to have this great epic match. It's going to be giant guy versus regular guy, and that's the attraction. It's like a circus attraction. But to each their own. I get why people like Andre the Giant. My number 3 is a guy who's actually a lot smaller than Andre the Giant, but still technically I think can be called a big man.
Really?
Yeah. So he was big in WWF, WCW, ECW, especially ECW. He's probably done his best work in ECW. He main evented WrestleMania. A lot of people forget about this. The one and only Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's another guy that honestly I don't know that much of his work. So yeah, maybe this list will change when I watch more old wrestling.
You should definitely check out his matches with Taz, where he almost kills himself half the time. You should check out his matches with Lawrence Taylor, the football player, in the main event of WrestleMania. Classic stuff. His matches in WCW, which I could not name you one of them if you put a gun to my head. But he had matches. He's great. I've got an action figure of him on my shelf behind me right now. And it's old WCW one with some weird points of articulation. But I love the guy. Bam Bam Bigelow.
Is it really? Wait, let me see.
Okay, well, nobody on the podcast can see what's happening, so I'll just keep talking about him. Nobody in wrestling history has had more of an interesting and probably regrettable tattoo. Of course, I'm talking about the one on the top of his head.
Oh yeah.
What
year is that?
1999 is this action figure, but WCW. It's made by Marvel Comics. Interesting, but Bam Bam Bigelow, yeah, definitely a shitty tattoo, but he made his attire kind of reflect that, and I thought that was a very interesting thing. This is a guy who can do moonsaults. He can do some crazy shit. I have him and Vader as a tag team in my WWE 2K18 Universe mode, and they kick ass.
Nice.
Their tag team finisher is moonsault and then another moonsault. Pretty dope.
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah, he's one of those guys who I think paved the way for big men actually being able to do real athletic moves. So
really,
I like him.
Oh well, I'm gonna have to look into Bam Bam Bigelow then.
Yeah. He should really be in the Hall of Fame right now.
For people wondering why I was looking around, I was looking for my Scott Hall figure, which may have been from
the same year.
Yeah, the same year. Maybe not the same series, but the same type of brand or whatever.
Yeah, the WCW brand from the late '90s. Yeah, they're pretty good figures. They're decent. They look nice. Who's your number 2 on your list?
My number 2 is a man that we all know and love. Mm-hmm. A man that we were both for Halloween dressed as.
Oh, okay.
That's The Undertaker.
The Undertaker, yes.
Dude, The Undertaker is absolutely amazing. And apparently in the territories, he was like really, really agile and athletic and like ran like a cruiserweight, like did matches like a cruiserweight. But then when he came to WWF, he had to slow it down. But then he would pick up the speed randomly. Like, how he has his matches, he's like slow. and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Flipping
and he does the
clothesline
freaking
thing.
flip. Yeah, the flipping
Mhm.
clothesline
Exactly.
and all that type of stuff. And
Old
I mean,
school, the
he-
snake eyes and all these things that would just
Yeah.
come out of nowhere. Big boots.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Undertaker.
he's a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
He's iconic. Everyone knows the Undertaker. Everyone knows the Undertaker. Everyone knows Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and like the Undertaker. Everyone knows those people.
Yeah, exactly.
He-
When they talk
and
about
he really is good in the ring, and he had such a big impact on wrestling, and he was a locker room leader as well. So, and just an all around cool dude, at least from what I see. But what were you gonna say?
I was going to say that the Undertaker is a guy who they like to say that he hits like a heavyweight and he like moves like a cruiserweight. That's like their talking point they always go back to. Like
Yeah.
JBL says that a lot. Michael Cole, these shitty announcers, they say this a lot. They go back to the same point of, oh, he hits like, and he says this for everybody. This is for Braun Strowman and everybody. But for me, I think the only person who legitimately does hit like a heavyweight, moves like a cruiserweight, whatever, is my number 2. And that's, you might think it's a little high, but I think he's legitimately one of the best big men who's ever wrestled. But
Oh, God.
his name is Keith Lee.
Keith. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're right. He does hit like a move. Like, what about Luchasaurus though?
Yes, but
he moves like cruiserweight.
here's
Just
the
saying.
thing. I
he hits
haven't
it
seen.
like-
You're right about Luchasaurus. I haven't seen enough
But he-
Luchasaurus
Yeah, exactly.
matches that
Yeah, that's why he's not on my list.
right. I haven't seen enough Luchasaurus matches in general to make a judgment, but especially good matches that I've enjoyed. He's had some good like tag matches and stuff like that, but for him, if he ever makes a WWE or if he ever becomes a main eventer in AEW or something like that, I think we'll maybe see if he can have like really good pay-per-view matches and stuff like that. Keith Lee has proven that he can do that. He, all his NXT
he's
Takeover matches are
amazing.
insane. His matches with Dijakovic and stuff like that. I almost put Dijakovic on my list because they're just both these guys who should not be able to move the way that they do.
Yeah.
And it gets old when the announcers kind of talk about that over and over again, like, oh, he should not be able to do that. I've never seen a guy that big move like that. But this guy's like, what? He's like 350 pounds? I might be making that up, but he's huge. And you could never possibly imagine seeing that guy walking down the street and thinking he could do a Phoenix splash, but he can.
Yeah.
crazy.
It's pretty crazy. He's really, really good.
Yeah.
Honestly, he could have been on my list, but I don't know. Just thinking about all time, it was like I had to not include certain people.
Yeah. That's fair. Before you get to your number 1, I'm just going to say my number 1 just because my number 1 is somebody you already mentioned. I have Undertaker on my list as well. He's my number 1 because I think there's,
That makes sense.
in terms of if you compare him like pound for pound to other wrestlers who are not big, he can still hold his pun intended weight next to them. He can still have these matches with Shawn Michaels, and he can have these matches with smaller guys who Rey Mysterio. He has these great matches with them for a reason because he's able to use his weight and his size as something you never would expect him to do. I've been watching his series, his documentary series they've been doing, The Last Ride on the network, and he's very interesting. Like being able to see him not in character is very interesting. I finally sort of sympathize and understand with why he hasn't retired the last few years, and I really just want to see him be able to ride off into the sunset as a normal retirement, a great retirement. I want to see, one more classic match from this guy, and I think it'll happen.
Yeah, I think it'll happen. We have to be there, dude. I've never ever seen The Undertaker live, and
Really?
like he was one of my one of the first favorite wrestlers that I ever had, right?
Yeah.
And I've never seen him live, and we went to WrestleMania together, and of course, the one we go to, he's not there.
The one,
Like,
literally, he's at every single one of them. Yeah.
I just want to be in the building and hear the dong.
I know you like to hear dongs and look at dongs and everything like that.
And dongs are cool, man.
Sure. I've actually seen Undertaker once live. I saw him at a house show at Madison Square Garden. I think it was 2018. He came back and he did like one house show. I remember they were promoting that a lot. I was there at that one.
Nice.
And it was crazy. Like I did, like they say it, the announcers say it because they have to, because they're told to by Vince or whatever. But they're always like, oh, it never gets any less cool. Like I have chills. I got goosebumps right now when he's coming out. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't. Shut up. But I did. Like I had actual goosebumps because his fucking entrance with the lights and with the song and with the people, like the reaction that he gets. My God, it's pretty sick to be in that arena.
I can imagine.
So
Oh my
let me
God.
rub it in your face a little more. I saw The Undertaker live and you didn't.
Yeah. Thank you. Who have I seen live that you didn't?
Probably nobody. I've seen everybody
no.
live. Have you seen The Rock live?
No, I didn't see The Rock.
Yeah,
live.
no.
You were at that? Were you at that WrestleMania?
That one behind me on my poster, 28?
Yeah.
No, that was in Florida. I've only been to the one
Well,
WrestleMania.
okay, then what was the one in New York?
Oh,
Where
right,
Rocket-
29. Yeah, no, I didn't go to that one.
Yeah, I couldn't go down. I got in
Tickets
trouble.
were
I couldn't
crazy.
go.
Yeah. Tickets were
times.
probably more expensive for that than the one we went to because it was The Rock wrestling in the main event, Rock versus Cena and
Oh, yeah.
everything. But
Totally.
who's your number one so we can cap off this list and so we can call Nasty Leroy?
My number one is Kane, dude. I love
Oh.
Kane. I honestly, hot take. I love Kane more than The Undertaker.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now, yes, I'll say The Undertaker is a better wrestler, right? I'll say that. But like, dude, just something about Kane's presence and the story behind him, and just like the way he moves, the way he looks, and the way he wrestles, just his entrance theme, his freaking fire, just everything about him is super cool, and just like, I don't know, man. I can't really explain why I love Kane so much, but I've liked him forever. I have a poster of Kane over here. I don't think anyone can see it though. But yeah, I was Kane for Halloween. I made my own Kane costume based
that's
off
sick.
of Kane's WrestleMania 2000 attire. And like, dude, I just love Kane so much. I don't know why. He's just so awesome. But yeah, that's my number one. I know you totally disagree with having Kane at number 5, but at least you had him at number 5, which makes me happy. At least you didn't have him. At least you didn't have him like as an honorable mention.
Yeah, no,
But-
I do love Kane. And as
My
we go
face.
from, oh my God, as we go from that list of our top 5 big men, we're joined by another big man, or at least we're about to be. We have one Nasty Leroy coming on the line, and he should be picking up my call any second right now. That nasty man, is he here?
That man is here.
Oh, that
on,
man,
everybody?
there he is. There he is.
Oh.
Hold up 1 second. Let me get you on
The nasty man.
speaker
the
view
mayor
real
of
quick.
Poundtown.
Oh, there he is. Nasty Leroy, the one and only.
The
How's it
one
going, my
and-
friend?
I'm just sitting here just on YouTube
Cool.
watching wrestling.
What are you watching?
Watching some Beyond. I just finished watching some IWTV, watching some stuff from this promotion out here in Georgia, Action Wrestling. Watching another promotion in Georgia. Well, I don't think I have enough on Georgia for me. I was watching some of the YouTube stuff. Be studying the Georgia premiere of Anna Jay and stuff because I had a hand in promos and stuff. So proud of her and everything.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I saw her on Dark, AEW Dark. So that was the first time I ever saw her, and she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like her a lot. Yeah.
She's good. So Leroy, about you, when did you start wrestling? You started wrestling at QT Marshall School, right?
I always say there's 2 parts of my career. There's the QT Marshall part where everybody noticed where I started. I think the world started knowing about me, and especially, I started being more acceptable to I don't know how to put it, like just being more acceptable to the world of, for so long that the other part of my first journey was with Johnny Swinger. And even that took money from me, I still got in the ring and trained and learned some stuff.
What, he took money from you?
Yeah. Just essentially taking money from me. But that was my part. That was my bad of like staying so long. I stayed a long time with him. But, I started seeing it's not a slight, it's just what it is. Like it's not just him, it was other trainers that I went to that was doing me wrong. I don't want to anymore.
Yeah. How so? Like, what do you exactly mean by taking money from you?
Well, when I mean taking money from me, I mean like in the sense that I wasn't really getting the opportunities. I would train there, but I wasn't getting the opportunities that I was working hard for. So then I take also responsibility of like I got lazy and not wanting to learn more stuff because he would be like, all right, everybody get in the ring, wouldn't train. He wouldn't get in the ring that much. He would just watch and stuff. So I was like, oh, so and nobody was brought in, unlike QT. But it's not a. I think that's partly my fault because I was just searching and wanted to go somewhere to train because I had to do it. I think when you don't look up, that's what I tell people who's looking for wrestling schools, go to a reputable school, do your research, and even if you do your research, go there for like a week or two, and then if it's the right fit, if everybody's on the level, everybody's up and up, you feel like you're not taking advantage, feel like you're wasting your time. Because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I wasted the time. And like if it got back to Johnny and stuff, and it's like, oh, I took money from you, you kind of did, but you also took opportunity. And that's not a slight on him. That's also a slight on me. It goes both ways. So, I don't seem like I'm slandering his name or whatever. So.
Sure. How long have you been training, though? When did you start?
Literally, I got in the ring in 2014 in September.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
nice.
How many matches is that now?
I did matches on and off. I did like battle royals and stuff like that. Never really had a singles match, never really had a tag match, but like mainly battle royals or worked as a referee.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Yeah, I worked as a referee and a ring announcer for most of my years. So.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then when I got to QT, he just took a chance. He was like, I guess he just saw something. Like the original plan was just to go there and really to go back up to Philly because I'm here still in Atlanta. But yeah, it was to go back up to Philly. It was to go find a good school. I was going back and forth to like different places in the state of Georgia, and then I think I was going to go to the Monster Factory, but I was trying to go to the Monster Factory. It never did happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to go to a school in Philadelphia. And then so I started talking to Mike Quackenbush, and I was going to go to that school. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do QT school. I'm gonna go to the open house. Went to the open house. We talked and stuff. Really came because I had met him in Orlando. I met him in Orlando in 2017, and I think I don't know if he just started liking me there. I think he started liking me there because it's a funny story because I chopped the crap out of one of the guys I was doing a seminar with, and he says, "Oh, I'm not taking no chops from you. No, I'm not taking no chops ever in my life from you." And it's funny because I've chopped him multiple times in multiple matches. We had like this rivalry, student versus teacher kind of rivalry, singles matches. Yeah, of course, the street fight match that you see on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. It was a no cross street fight. Fans bring the weapons.
Yeah, I saw that.
I actually had I tell this a lot. I actually had trash can. I had a trash can. I had Legos and I had Singapore cane.
Oh shit! Legos, wow.
Oh god, Legos hurt so much. Oh my god.
I think they hurt more than thumbtacks. So
you think so? You like those matches though? You like the hardcore stuff?
I like hardcore stuff, but I can only do one half of it. I can't like do a death match.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. I want to do some death matches.
What's kind of sucks because my nephew, he's not the biggest wrestling fan, but he'll watch death matches with me because sometimes I watch them because I like to watch them. Yeah. So he likes Nick Gage and he likes all the guys, all that kind of stuff.
How old's your nephew?
He's 22.
Oh,
23.
okay, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So he watches it with me, and then he always is trying to pitch to me. He's like, "Hey, you should do a death match." I'm like, but when he says it, he wants me to get burned up. He wants to get glass.
Kind of a sadistic thing.
Yeah, he's sadistic. I was like, "You want me to die, don't you? You know I have medical issues. You know, right? You know this, right?" But no, you you'll be a warrior. You looked out differently. You'll be a tougher man. I'm like, no, you're sick. Your sick ways want me to burn when you're not gonna do no death matches. How about you get in there?
Yeah.
You doing that? I'm not doing a death match.
Could do a death match against your nephew.
Yeah, you two should have a death match.
I was like, you, if I'm gonna do one, you gonna do one,
Yeah.
or we gonna face off in a death match. He's like, no, I don't want to do a death match. No, you just want to see me bleed. Want to see me burn up.
Would you fight Nick Gage?
Yeah,
Actually,
if it was like 15,000, if it was like you get $15,000 to fight Nick Gage, would you do it?
I would do it in the concept of fans bring the weapons, but also I like to do it in a normal exhibition match.
Oh yeah.
I think I'd like to test myself in a normal exhibition match.
Like not a
I think we
hardcore
already
thing.
know. I would do it like what you call it, yeah, like a fans bring the weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. Me and Jack went to one of those fans bring their weapons match. Remember that, Jack? We made. What did we make? We bought like a shovel, right? And we bought like a shovel and we just put thumbtacks
We glued
on the back of it.
thumbtacks to it. Yeah, it worked pretty well.
And that was kind of hard. I tried putting a thumbtack in my arm. It kind of went in. I was proud of it. I remember I was doing that and that guy was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah.
I got that was insane. That was pretty funny.
Leroy, have you
But
been
our
in?
weapons never even got used.
Have you taken thumbtacks though?
Yeah, I've taken thumbtacks in a match.
Oh yeah.
I've stepped some just in the kitchen, and then like it hurts for a minute.
Yeah.
It hurts for a minute, but then right when you like step on it, you're like ow, 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 ow for a little bit, and then you gotta pull it out. You're like okay, a little bit, just a little bit. It's like a little pinch.
Just a little, just like a pinch, right?
It's like
Yeah.
So,
it's not too much for that nasty man though.
yeah, I've actually gotten thrown to tables a lot, so
Ooh,
that's yeah. So I've been through some hardcore stuff. It's like I think what it is like, Papa Nasty, aka Nasty, was senior. Who was like, I would do a death match. He was like, I don't want you to go do a death match because then your seizures were acting up, and I know you ain't had it in a while, but you start acting up, and I don't want to see you go through that pain and all that kind of stuff. I think that's what it is. But me, I would do one, but it's just all about him and stuff. Him just freaking out because
oh yeah,
Sure, understandable.
But I would do it, in the concept if somebody said, "Hey, we need a rivalry in this storyline. We need you to do a fans bring the weapons match, like a street fight." I'm all down for the storyline of doing it for the angle and stuff. So
sure,
yeah. So
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where'd you get the character that you use, the nasty Leroy, or is that like you? Is that your real persona?
That's his lifestyle. That's how you live, right?
This is me.
That's you.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah.
This is me.
So
it came from a couple of years ago in like 2013. I think like New Year's Eve. I don't really see. I don't talk to my friend Dwayne, but back when he was friends, he knows the real story. But basically, if I can remember it correctly, I'm gonna try to remember it. Basically, it was a joke. It was a joke how they found out my name. I never used my middle name. I was not proud of my middle name growing up, and I didn't like my middle name.
What's your middle name?
So, my middle name, my first name is Leroy. Everybody calls me Leroy anyway.
Right.
My middle name is Leroy. I'm not telling. I don't like to expose my first name.
Sure.
But it's like, it's not a pro wrestler's name. Like when you hear it, you doesn't like, oh, here comes that guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So you
when
use
they saw
nasty.
my ID,
Yeah.
well, this is how it came. When they saw my ID, my friend saw my ID. He was like, "Oh, your middle name is Leroy?" I was like, "Yeah, it is." And I was like, so it was a joke that here comes, they would use the Wayne, Peter, other friend Richie, or my friend at the time, would use the name, here come Nancy Leroy, And then so we started. He started. They said Patriots like, oh, we can. It was a lot of guys that was going viral. So it was the got 'em dude. It was the ATL guy.
Yeah.
It was a lot of body going viral, and they was like, all right, we can profit off of this, and if we just get you in the gym doing stuff just saying stuff, about sexual stuff and everything, and I was out here. I'm still, well, not because of quarantine, but I was out here doing my thing, and they be like, what, Nancy, you a whore. He's like, you a whore. That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
You out here whoring and stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, like it's like you a thought. You just out here, and so that's basically what had one half of it. Then girls started knowing like, oh, your name is Nancy Leroy. Oh, and they always want to know what that name comes from. They're always curious.
They want to know how nasty you are, right?
Yeah.
It's your movie like, oh, what does that name mean? Are you really nasty? And then drinking and going to the bar. I was calling myself the mayor of Poundtown anyway, so
Sure.
because I was
yeah.
all kinds of women and stuff. So, and then so it took a life of its own. It took a whole life of its own. About I used to hate it. I used to hate the name.
Really?
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's
I used to hate the name. I used to like walk out like, don't call me that. And then, but I think one girl wanted to know, and it's like the infamous Baby Bird story, how that came.
Right. See,
So that all comes together because she came to party with us,
Mhm.
and because she didn't work at Hooters, but she knew she worked somewhere else at another bar that knew my former friend Dwayne at the time.
Right.
So that's how all that comes together. Started as a joke. I started using it. Ladies starting to love it. Why you the mayor of Poundtown? What is Poundtown? I tell them what it is. They're like, oh, I'm trying to go there. And we go back into the casa, or we go right back to their place.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about Poundtown. How do you get there?
Yeah.
So it's on an island. It's an island. I would say it was in the state. It was in the Midwest, but we had to move because more people was coming and stuff. So it really started out as a theme park. Theme park.
Ah, okay.
And then it became the actual city because people wanted to live in Poundtown, USA.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to live?
Do it on boat, plane. How we can get there? It's on our own private island.
When was your last visit?
I'm still the mayor, but I have to leave the island because I don't want to get it corona infected.
Sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
My last visit was the second week in March.
Oh, okay. Wow. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Not bad. So this baby bird story you mentioned, you brought this up, and I was going to talk about this later in the show, but since you brought it up, I guess we'll talk about it now. Can you tell this story to everybody who doesn't know?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't know.
Yeah. We got back. This is the full version.
Okay.
So we got back to her place because at the time, I didn't live with my parents right now, but back then I lived in my own place. But my friend, he had some girls over, and so my room was taken. And he said, "Man, don't come back to the house. Don't come back to the house." I was like, "All right, let's just go back to her house." So I went back to her house, and it's funny because the music that was played normally is hip hop, but I'm not just saying it because Havoc's on there with the 1980s rock. She was, she was playing a little bit of I don't think it was Steel Panther, but she was playing some Motley Crue and stuff like that.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yes, that's what we like.
You know this girl, Phil?
I should. You should introduce me.
You know where that's going now.
At the time, I was a little bit younger. She was older. She was a cougar,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
What was the age difference?
I was like, at the time, I had to be like 22.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was 22 at the time. Yeah, and so she was like, I'm about to show you. I'm about to basically show you. You say you nasty Leroy. When we was see he was really nasty, that kind of stuff. So I was like, you sure you can keep up? He's like, yeah. She says, you sure you can keep up with me? I was like, yeah, I can keep up. I want to see what you're trying to do. You just made her Poundtown, right?
Right.
I said, yeah, that's my name. That's how I get, you know. So I told her, I was like, you know what? You see, she like, you thinking I can't keep up with you, but I don't know if you can keep up with me because I'm, you know, my tongue game is nice with it. Okay.
Oh.
I'm like the Migos. I walk it and I talk it. Okay.
Yeah.
Young tongue, skilled the tongue. Okay.
Okay.
She said, you talking, but you ain't walking. I'm walking over here. So what happened was after she went to Poundtown, and with the great visit that it was that she loved, she decided this is going to be graphic. So if you're not used to this graphic language,
cover your ears, everybody who's under.
It's gonna be real graphic.
If you're under 11, cover your ears.
Go ahead.
Some even grown people can't hear this. Anyway,
True.
She got the bright idea that after I had jizzed on her face, she thought it was a smart idea to come over to me and what I call baby bird, and I know some other people call it snowbird. I've been schooled by Solo and two other girls and stuff saying, "Oh, it's snowball," but I call it baby bird. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
So she comes on. She still got stuff in her face, or drip down. Comes to her mouth, and she comes over to me. I'm already like, I had my mouth open for some apparent reason. I shouldn't have had my mouth open.
Yeah.
I just had my mouth open like, this.
Just
I'm
heat of the
here.
moment. Yeah.
I'm out here just like breathing. I'm out here drinking. You know, I'm out here just like doing like, you know. I don't know if you ever been on the playground and be like, "Hey man, can you give me some of your Gatorade?"
Oh yeah, like dripping it from there. Yeah.
You don't want to touch lift because she had a Gatorade, but I didn't know if it was some dude's Gatorade. So I'm like,
oh yeah.
Right.
I'm like this, and like that, because I didn't know if it was some dude. So I'm gonna put my lips on that.
Okay.
So, so I'm doing that. She said, and I was like, what's going on? So I put down my Gatorade. Then she goes around and I just spits it in my mouth, but she literally like kisses me so it transfers to my mouth. Then like it's like on my tongue, and like by me closing my mouth, I close my mouth, and as I close my mouth, you know how you like you're swallowing, you're spitting, all that kind of stuff. Well, I swallowed a little bit, and then some of it was still in my mouth, so I got some of it on the towel, and I was like, all right, let me just get the rest of it. I think I swallowed the rest of it. I said to myself, like, I think I swallowed the rest of it, and then I said to her, like, I was like, at first I freaked out. I was like, what the fuck was that bullshit that you did to me?
But wait, you swallowed it though.
Yeah, I swallowed part of it, and I got part of it on the towel.
Okay.
So like, what the fuck is that bullshit? You ain't supposed to be doing what you did. He was like, well, you're nasty Leroy, right? I said, yeah, but he's like, so like, you gotta flow with the nastiness. You know, I gotta show you some nastiness. Obviously, I feel like you was just talking and you wasn't just walking it. But I don't want you out of nowhere. And first, you didn't get my consent. That's one thing. You didn't even ask me, okay? If you asked me, I would say, yeah, let's do this.
Oh.
But still, you wanted to just come out of nowhere and just do it. So it's like let me reason with you right quick. It's like, so if you're Nancy Leroy and you're that nasty man, you gotta live up to that name.
Yeah, you have to be that nasty man.
Yeah.
You gotta do that name. And then and I was like, well, she's like, well, listen, babe, don't question it. So you nasty, right? I said, yeah, I am nasty. And so
And so that's
if you're gonna be Nancy Leroy, and if you're gonna be that Nancy man, you gotta live up to the, now you can tell this story from the end of time, and it's kind of like in nauseam. I've told it on Instagram.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
People never get tired of it.
are-
Though. It's a good story.
You are
Every
the
time
nasty
I'm
man.
I think every time I'm talking to a girl, like when I was talking to a lady, I was talking to Stella last night. Everybody was like, "Hey, tell her the baby bird story." I was like, "Yeah."
Oh my God.
And you do though.
Every time I have a girl on, I think they want to like. It's like, "Oh, tell her the baby bird story. Oh, tell her the baby boy story." Like, listen,
Yeah.
I'm not.
When you were on that date with Queen of the Ring, Alex, when you were on that date with her, I remember you told her. I didn't know you were live with Stella last night. That must have been fun.
Yeah, she's a good. And we had a lot of common. We have a lot of common that I didn't know we had. So
Yeah. Are they
She seems
into
cool.
this story though, or is this something that like they're into?
So, like, most of them heard of it, but I think every time, like, I'm guessing a new girl, they like, "Oh, is this a date?" Because we had the Nasty Red climax, so I think then they still have things this Nasty Red climax. So this is, oh, is this a date? Is this a date? Oh, tell her the baby bird story. Oh, tell her this. Oh, tell her that. I'm like, relax. You don't need to all know that on the first time.
The first
You ease
time.
them into that. You ease them into that kind of stuff. So
Have you told that story on a date before? A real one?
yeah, I've told it like one time.
Oh, what was the
What
context
was it? What
of
was
that?
the reaction?
It's not a good reaction.
Oh.
Oh
Really?
God, I can imagine. Oh man. Oh my God.
Have you ever?
I want to know
Yeah.
how you met that. How did you meet that cougar?
Yeah.
Well, there was this girl. It was a girl that I knew. Her name is Catherine. I mean.
Okay.
She worked from Hooters, and she was hot. I ain't gonna lie. She was like, I feel like she would have been, she was into 80s. She was in 80s rock and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
Man, she's like metal and stuff like that. So I was like, you would have been perfect in the 80s because you're like one of them 80 Monty Crew kind of girls. She was pretty in the face, nice body, all that kind of stuff. Like, I had my loins in a different fire. And, I had other girls that I was talking to, but at the time, matter of fact, at the time I was into her, and so I think she found out of my being out here in the streets, and she was like, "I don't want no player." So I was like, she turned me down.
Oh man, that sucks. Damn.
So not only did she turn me down, she's like, "All right, I'm gonna hook you up with my friend." I said, "All right, cool." Her friend was like, she was she was Italian. I think she was Italian and a mix of different other stuff. She was a mixture of different stuff.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, she was bad. So she was like 40. I was like 22. So
Sure. It's not the biggest
That's
age
great.
difference. Yeah. You did you ever talk to her again after that?
yeah, for like a couple weeks, and then after a couple weeks, we kind of like did her thing. I did my thing. She moved away.
Oh
So-
man, she moved away.
Damn.
Oh man.
Moved
Sounds
away
like a
from
good time.
Poundtown.
Damn.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Phil, I'll be right back. You got some questions, Phil, so take over, buddy.
All right. I want to know, Leroy, how many hearts have you broken?
It's a lot. It's a lot out here. I've got my heart broke, but I've broken a lot of hearts. So
Have you broken more than you've got broken?
you know what? Actually, yeah, it's. I've got my heart broken a lot, but it's not like as much as I've broken the girls' hearts. Like,
All right. I see. What's some relationship advice you'd give to the youth of today?
It all depends though. Like I can't like in it what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get into a long term distance, I don't really have long-term distance advice because I haven't been in many long-term relationships.
Yeah, me either. I feel that. Well,
So I can only-
what's your best pickup line? Like when you go to talk to a girl, what do you do?
I was telling this to Martina. I don't really have pickup lines. I just say, I really. So this is what I tell people: like, if you're trying to get a girl, don't use pickup lines. You know, some girls like cheesy pickup lines. You can use that and stuff. That's all right. But me personally, I don't use pickup lines. What I do is I just get to know them. I ask them. I say, all right, I'm not gonna ask you to normally how was your day, what's your career, and all that kind of bullshit. What I'm gonna basically ask you is like, what is your dream career if you have a dream career? What is your favorite movies? What is your favorite music? And because everybody of course loves music. I never seen nobody like, oh, I don't like music. Unless they like trying to get you off that scent, you know, like I don't like music, I don't like movies. I'm like, what kind of person are you?
Yeah, right. Jack,
I think
do you use pickup lines?
No, I feel like it's a little bit more like, I mean, I think everybody can kind of tell when you're going for that approach, and most people probably just are not into it, you know, right off the bat. The idea of a pickup line is like kind of outdated, I think.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's kind of a meme now. It's kind of a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I've ever used a pickup line.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have either.
Yeah.
So Leroy, what exactly would you say your secret is to your nastiness or your success in that arena?
Well, I don't like to give my secrets away, but you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like to keep it. I like to keep some stuff to myself. Of like, you know. But I'll tell you how I normally get. I just get them like I get them with a. You just talk to them because some of them are gonna be like standoffish, and some will be like, oh yeah, he's hitting on me, and then when you get those are the easy ones I can decode because they normally don't want you to talk to them because they normally get hit on, especially if she's a hot girl like a Catherine, like I just said, and other hot girls that are normally they used to get hit on. Like all right, Anna Jay is a hot woman. Like I seen her get hit on multiple times on Twitter recently. Not on Twitter, on Instagram, in the comments. Like
she never responded to my DM.
She told me she's got multiple DMs and stuff. And what I think, I'll say this: people are like, "How do you get nasty hotties? How do you get nasty hotties?" Well, how I get them is because I talk to them like I think, you know, without even landing yourself in the friend zone, you talk to them like you know them for a while.
Yeah.
Or
I agree.
Or if you don't know them, you get to know them, and then if you have something in common with them, you'd be like, "Hey, what do you like?" If she says, "I like hip hop and R&B," I only listen to that. I'm like, okay, cool. And even if you don't listen to only hip hop and R&B, she has the same kinds of music, different music tastes, or your personalities click where y'all both talk shit. It's a way that you can find commonality. Like you can find like if she only listens to two genres of music or she likes certain movies, you can find a way to have a common goal. Because even if you don't have a common goal, you be like, listen, I like talking to you. If you have a good conversation and you have nothing in common, but you just have a good conversation. Hey, like, listen, do you want to take my phone number now? We can just talk. I'll tell girls off the rep, like, if I'm not into them or if they're not into me sexually or attractive, I'm like, hey, listen, you just be my friend. Sometimes I have girls be my friend. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
but for the ones that I am attracted to, it's a difference because I usually the conversation leads into it can go either both ways. If we're on a dance floor, they obviously are going to get addicted to the Nancy Flanders that is that man doing the nasty swing.
Sure, yeah.
Oh yeah,
the nasty swing. Yeah.
They obviously want to get to know where I learned those dance moves, and we build off of that. It's like a building. You gotta build. You You gotta build your conversation and your I don't want to say your interest, but your attraction. You build your attraction and stuff.
Yeah.
I agree. That's great. That's great advice for the young people of today that don't know how to talk to girls, man.
Which is most of
great.
them. Yeah.
Hey,
Like you, Jack.
You just say, hey, and you go from there.
Yeah.
You're not going, how are you doing? Obviously, you see how she's doing. Or you can ask, but you normally don't get the normal conversation. Don't do the normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like girls ask, they were like, oh, why do you call them nasty hotties? Because my name is Dash Leroy. If you're gonna be with that man, your name is gonna be nasty in there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Naturally,
no doubt.
Naturally. What I was going to ask is have you ever is the baby bird story, is that your peak as far as nastiness, or has it gotten even more nasty?
No, I got other stories.
Oh yeah.
I just don't want to lay other stories down and be like, hey, this is they'll put that story on that pedestal. So I got lots of stories. I just chose to tell that one, but I got one with I've told this before on my podcast. I think I told this in Janella Zone. I was with a girl, and it was a girl at the club, not who. Or actually, it was who the girl. It was a who the girl should not be named.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I think still comes to Hooters from time to time. So she listens to a lot of my stuff. I know Dwayne plays a lot of my stuff up there. So we'll just say her name is let's see.
Anna J.
I can't think of it. Nah, we can't. No, I would say this is anonymous girl because I can't think. I can't.
Okay.
Like if I.
So anonymous girl, yeah. You met her and then.
Yeah, we'll keep it at that. Yeah.
So I was super hungry that night, but I wanted to get it in with this girl.
Mm-hmm.
I had some wings. I had some teriyaki wings.
Right.
And I was eating teriyaki wings in the bed like I'm at home anyway. I make myself comfortable. When people say make yourself comfortable, don't tell that to me because I will make myself comfortable.
So you're eating the teriyaki wings in bed with the girl?
Yeah, she was looking at me like she had this look on me like, hold on, let me pull this together. Hold on.
Okay. Straightening the camera up. Okay.
Beautiful.
So she had like this, and she was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Arms crossed. Yeah.
You gonna eat before you get with me? I was like, yeah, let me eat. Let me wash my hands first and everything, and we'll get to it.
That's usually your opening strategy?
No, not my open strategy. This is just one of the cases where she knew me.
Okay.
And like from Hooters and stuff. So it's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm eating.
Let the man eat, damn it.
Yeah. Hungry, so I gotta eat.
Yeah.
She's like, but why are you putting this on my TV? What? This movie? I said, all right, I can turn to something else. It just so happens that they was playing a late night Raw, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this on TV. Didn't even look at it.
Beautiful.
Like, oh, you would put wrestling on the TV. I was like, I don't even know this wrestling. I was like, oh, okay. You really trying to ruin the mood, huh? I was like, nah, I'm not really trying to ruin the mood. All right, let's just get some music on. So I put the music on, and I ate my food. I ate the teriyaki. I got the hand wipes. Got the Lysol, the little, rub the hands and stuff.
Right.
Washed my hands with that. And you before the corona and stuff. So I put it away. I was like, let me go throw this away. I got you. That man is gonna give you young hung, skill the tongue, and be right back.
Classic, yeah.
So she was like silly, like upset, like she's a fine girl too, and she's like, I don't know if I want to get down with you. I don't know if I want you to take me to Poundtown now that you got your little teriyaki hands. I wash my hands. Really taking off my shirt as we speak. I'm like doing like this.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know if I want you to take me to Poundtown yet. Like, just relax. I'm still young on skill with the tongue. I wash my hands. I got it. And she's like, but you had to eat in my bed. But you said make yourself comfortable. I'm making myself comfortable.
Yeah, naturally.
She said make yourself comfortable. I mean, come on now.
And then so I took her to Poundtown. She's like, I need a cigarette. I need some weed. I need something. So I was like, all right, get that and get that. She's like, get that. All right, I'm gonna get my pants ready. I'm gonna just go leave. She's like, no. You know what? Since you was eating, I'm gonna eat too. I was like, good. I hope you do. I'm gonna leave. And she says, one, don't ever eat in my bed ever again. Okay? You lucky you that man. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Two, use my not to get you some. Not only with the food, but the wrestling. I was like, I know it puts a damper on them, but you already know you already know I like wrestling stuff. I know it, but I don't want to hear no guys wrestling each other. I was like, well, technically it was girls. I don't want to hear nothing. Wrestling, okay. All right, cool. Anyway, and then later on, she's like, she hands me some food, and she's like, all right, take these food back to the house. Don't eat it in my bed again. I was like, all right, cool. What is it? She's like, it's a sandwich. I was like, what kind of sandwich? So bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I was like, oh, okay. So I got in the lift and I went back home and ate my bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Dope. Okay, that's the whole thing. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I've never heard that move. Eating teriyaki wings in bed. It's quite the story.
Yeah.
So changing topics a little bit. You were at the AEW Dynamite taping recently, right?
Yep.
How did that come about? Like, did Joey Janela himself invite you? What was that like? Tell the story how it was like to be at that taping. Well,
the night before, I just was like talking to Britt Baker because Joey introduced me to Britt on the live. Mm-hmm. Never met her. That was my first time. Nice. Then we talked about the stuff when two Pennsylvania people get together. And if you don't know, I don't know where you guys live, but
New York.
New York City.
Yeah.
New York City? Okay. So in Pennsylvania, they have a thing called the Keystone State Rivalry. And in the Keystone State Rivalry, if you grew up on either side of Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, you're bound to hate each other. And it's just like Michigan and Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Michigan people hate Ohio people. At first I thought it was a college rivalry, but it's not. Like, I have known like Michigan people hate Ohio people. They just do. He's like, I hate that I was born in that Dwayne would always say it's a cesspool. They create mutants. Same thing about Ohio. I have seen one Ohio guy. I can't remember his name. He gets on me, but I was like, I got some shots in, even if I can't roast. They go at it like Michigan and Ohio people. They just go at it naturally. I seen my friend literally sit down, come to that man's table, come to that man's section, and be like, you know why Michigan is great, and this and because of this wrestler, because of this singer. Well, it's the same thing for Philadelphia.
Yeah,
and Pittsburgh.
We have a little bit like that with New York, New Jersey. Kind of a not so friendly rivalry.
Yeah, or Bloods and Crips.
There's that too.
I think it's like when it's automatic. Like like I tell people, some people who like to jump on the bandwagon of the Steelers act like they're Pittsburgh people. And this is how I know I can just tell you out if you're not a Pittsburgh person. If you're a Pittsburgh person, I'll just say one thing about the Steelers. You're obviously going to defend them like that, like in a second. You're not even going to take like I know people who like, oh yeah, I cheer for the Pittsburgh Penguins and I cheer for the. If you're a real Pittsburgh person, you cheer for the Penguins. You cheer for all their teams. Same thing with Eagles and and the Phillies, and I cheer for all the Flyers teams. Even if I don't watch basketball, I cheer for everybody. And it's just a visual hate. So we talked about that. We talked about dentistry, and we talked about, we talked about how she's a role model. Talked about I need to brush my teeth more.
Did she say that to you?
Yeah, she basically was like, "Hey, you need to brush your teeth more." Which I brushed my teeth, but I wasn't brushing the proper way. So.
Oh, really? I guess she would know. Yeah.
She would know. She's a dentist.
So the question you asked me, how did I get on Dynamite? The question was, I just was like, Cody was in the chat, and I was like, Cody's in the chat, cool. Cody Rose is in chat, so I was like, you know what? I would like to face Cody Rose one day. I would like to be on Dynamite. I would like to wrestle on Dynamite. But I was like, even if I couldn't wrestle, I would just like to be on Dynamite, just one day. I didn't think that next day I was going to get the call from my coach, QT. He was like, hey, you coming to Jacksonville. Just go tell your mom. I was like, all right. It didn't really hit me until I don't think it really hit me until I was like literally in the hotel getting ready, and like I had to go in the bathroom and take a second. Like I wasn't like bawling crying, but it was like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I just took a knee and I just did like this.
Like the Tebow thing?
Like, I couldn't believe he was here. Like if you had told me this kid who was literally teachers like kicked me out because of my mouth. And I remember the teacher told me, you're not going to never be nowhere if you keep talking shit and you keep starting fights for people. I was like, I don't ever start fights. I finish the fight. If you're going to talk back to me, don't expect me not to get a reply. I've always been like that. So it's like, and I remember she was saying, you never going to make any money in a career talking shit the way you do. I was like, you know what? One day I will. All right, I'm gonna become a pro wrestler. But I was never like, oh, I'm gonna actually do pro wrestling. I just thought, all right, one day, I'm gonna do it. And then I never really put two and two together being a pro wrestler. So of actually pursuing it, I was like, oh yeah, one day I'm gonna be a pro wrestler, or yeah, I'm gonna be some in wrestling because I wanted to do that, but I never knew how to go to do steps and stuff. So it was cool. I collect my thoughts. I did a little tear. I was like, I can't believe I'm here. A person from Germantown, from West Philly, from the baddest neighborhood, was turned into a kind of a hipster neighborhood and stuff. So
yeah.
Gentrification.
That is how it goes. Yeah. What was
it's
that
still
like?
Dangerous.
Yeah. Have they called you back at all? Have they said like that they want you to wrestle or anything for AEW? Have you heard anything about that?
No. I would like to wrestle for AEW. That's one thing I would like to do. I can't go too deep into it, but Joey is probably known that he's trying to get me back with tapings and stuff. So
okay.
Nice. You need to get booked.
So
you have to get booked. That would be the greatest thing in the world for you to get booked on AEW.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate dream.
I was just I told QT, and when he was in the back in the dusty position as they call it, I was telling him, I was like, everybody was getting hurt that night. I was like, well, QT, that probably wouldn't happen if that man was in the ring. True. My stuff looks stiff, but I take care of it. He's like, well, no, true. You have never hurt me, so you only punched me in the nose one time. But
Oh my God, when Ray Phoenix did that flip, oh my God, dude, when he landed, I was in pain. I felt that. I didn't know he got injured from it. Jesus Christ. But that was insane.
Yeah.
I felt like the three people that did that, like, they all kind of messed up because it was like one after the other. It was pretty funny. But damn, Ray Phoenix had to be like, dude, he had to be like 25 feet in the air or some shit and landed right in his back. Oh my God.
Yeah, horrible.
The pain he must have felt. Oh God, horrible.
Have you taken any bumps like that, Leroy? Have you done anything like a big high spot or anything like that?
Not really, because as people say, I'm like the most old school person in the facility. I save my bumps and stuff. I've taken big bumps before. I've took, like I said, I've been in table.
Right.
I got choke slammed by a fist before, so.
Oh, that's sick. That's cool.
He was like, "Hey, you take a choke slam?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Can you take a choke slam?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" And then he's like, "Oh, look at this," and he was like, "Oh, yo, this was my action." When people saw me, I was a villain at the time as a manager, so I was like, "Yeah, I could take a choke slam. I could try it." He's like, "That's all I need to know." And then. And he didn't say how that's all, he's like, just put my hand in my throat. So I was like, well, what the fuck? So I think I cussed at the PG show that it was one fall. Or I said, what the hell? Like, I literally screaming, and he bring me up like this. He brings me over. It was a table near the ring. And then I crashed down, and he was like, oh, my God. Like, he was like, you all right? So, and I was heavier back then, so.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's pretty crazy. That must have been fun. That sounds like a cool experience. Have you ever gotten concussed or like hit your head really hard on the mat?
Yeah, I've hit in my not my head, but I got busted open one time, my nose and stuff. So.
Oh, how'd that happen?
It happened in this match in the Nasty Open Challenge. This guy named Bolo. Instead of like hitting me down with his fist, he like hit me down with his elbow.
Oh God! Oh my God!
My nose is like flared the fuck up. Like it's just like I already had nosebleeds as it is, so my nose was bleeding already. It was getting ready to. I would say, I was trying not to. I took some Zyrtec during the match. Before the match, but that didn't stop it because it just once you get hit, it just going all over the place. So I'm like in the match, I'm like my face is like full of blood, and like
oh man,
I'm like very teared up. I got put it on YouTube, and people like, oh, it's the worst match ever. It's only the worst match ever because I can't fucking see. Like, I tell people like my friends from Misfit Podcast, they was like, oh, it's the worst. The people in the comments like, where's the worst match ever? Oh, I think you should be a manager. I am a manager, but I like to wrestle, and I just be like, hey, my eyes are teared up, and so it looks like I'm just selling really good, but it's like, I'm really fucked up. Like,
oh man, that's so bad.
So we're almost out of time at this point, but Phil, do you have anything else to add? Do you have any other questions before we say goodbye to Leroy?
If you can take any girl, not even a girl in wrestling, just any girl to Poundtown, who would it be?
I would probably say either Nikki Glazer or Katie Nolan.
Wow,
Kate Nolan.
Deep cuts.
Nice. Deep cuts. What about you, Jack? Who would you take?
Oh, that's so tough. You talking anywhere, or are you talking
anyone? Celebrities. Anyone, celebrities, wrestlers, just whatever.
Glazer. That's an interesting pick, Nikki Glazer. Oh, shit. I would go. Damn, you go first. Let me think about this.
Nikki Glazer. She's like what? She's like 35.
Wait, you have the same pick, Nikki Glazer?
No. I'm just saying.
She is 35, according to what I just looked up here.
That's an interesting pick. Who would I take?
Yeah,
I'm trying to. Yeah, let me think here. Let us both think.
Well,
this is hard. We could pick two though. Let's see. Probably like. Damn, this is hard. Who's that girl from Two Broke Girls? She's really hot. The brunette.
Kat Dennings.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. And then one more.
And then the other girl from Two Broke Girls.
No, I mean she's all right. I've seen better blondes.
Oh, okay.
No offense.
I'm probably the better blonde when my hair's in the sun.
Sometimes, if you shave your beard, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you'll be that girl.
We have a question from the chat here. Who is your dream opponent, Nasty Leroy? If you had to pick one.
Yeah.
I pick one. I said David Starr,
Oh.
but that's already known.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
Alright,
that. I
so-
like that pick.
oh yeah, David Starr is awesome.
But if I had to pick one that I had to fight, it would be Eddie Kingston. Because I know
Oh,
we have a good.
Ooh. Ah, yeah, he's great. I love Eddie Kingston.
He's great,
He
but
is awesome.
yeah, he seems like he's pretty hard hitting. You know, it seems like you're getting into like a war there.
Yeah, because sometimes you just need those wars.
That's true.
Yeah,
Would you
I got
fight
a couple.
Minoru Suzuki?
I would. I wouldn't back down. I would also fight John Moxley. I'm a little bit crazy in that sense. You know, even if I get my ass whooped, I still would fight, John Moxley, Suzuki, all them kind of guys. There's a guy in Tennessee that comes down to Georgia. He hits just as hard. I think he has a reputation of a Nick Gage. His name is Brett Eisen.
Okay.
I would like to go with him. So
Yeah.
watching a lot of his matches too. He had a great match with Marco Stunt. So
I should check that out. Yeah, those are pretty attainable opponents. I'm sure you can get matches
promotion
with
called
them.
Southern Underground Pro. So
Yeah.
check that out.
All right, Phil, you got anything else?
Wait, Jack, you haven't? I still have one more girl. Do you have your two?
I don't. You know what? I feel like we should save this for another episode because I feel like I got to prepare for this conversation. I got to have a
Really?
list.
Yeah, I
It
would
takes some
have
thinking.
to. I'm just going off the brain right now, but yeah, I would have to prepare for that to get a real answer. Actually, who's the mom in Grown Ups? Who is that? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I've never seen
That
Grown Ups.
Spanish girl. You never saw Grown Ups?
No.
Oh my god, dude, she's so hot. Or freaking Will Ferrell's wife in the other guys. I don't
I've
remember
never seen that
anyone's
either.
names, but I remember their faces and they're pretty hot.
I think we're running out of time right now, so I want to come back to this conversation at some point.
Okay,
but
yeah.
do you have any
This
other
will be
questions
an
for Leroy?
episode.
Yeah.
No, I'm good, Leroy. This was very fun. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, Leroy. I have one more thing I want to ask of you as well before you go. If you could get a little closer to your microphone, and if you could give us some sort of like this is Nasty Leroy and you're listening to FightGeist, something like that. FightGeist, like Zeitgeist.
FightGeist.
Right. So say whatever you want, just as long as it sounds kind of like this is Nasty Leroy. You're listening to FightGeist.
All right, listen here. This is the leader of the Nasty Nation, a.k.a. that man, Nasty Leroy himself, the mayor of Poundtown, the house in the game. And you listen. Wait. Listen. You're listening to Fight Guys, and that's Nasty Leroy approved. Now listen to the podcast, so don't be a rat bastard.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so
Leroy.
much for coming on, and we'd love to have you on
Nasty
anytime.
man.
Check out, if you want to plug anything, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you can follow me on YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel. I'm getting a computer soon, so I can put out vlogs.
Nice.
You can also follow me on Twitter at That Nasty Leroy. Only reason I have That Nasty Leroy because there's another Nasty Leroy. He's an old guy. He's a bodybuilder.
Oh.
That's also why I have the official Nasty Leroy on Instagram. You can catch me on IG Live. My shows are normally Tuesday through Monday. Sometimes it changes because Joey goes on Tuesdays, sometimes Mondays, whatever the case may be. But it's Nasty After Dark. And then I'm doing like a day series or one episode with my cousin Rocket Ismail. He used to play in the NFL. He played for the basketball boys.
Nice.
And yeah, you can see me coming up when this all is over at, I wouldn't say One Fall Wrestling because I don't think we haven't promotion. If it comes back, you can see me at One Fall. But you all can see me in a ring near you, in a club near you. And whenever I come anywhere, it's going to be a nasty experience. So you might as well prepare for the Nasty Revolution. I also got a podcast called the Nasty Rally Podcast. And I literally just talk shop, shoot the shit with people. But we talk pro wrestling and everything else outside of pro wrestling. I'm going to have co-hosts coming in and out and guests coming in and out. So, yeah, that's the new format. Since my former friend has betrayed me.
Oh, no.
Man.
Oh, what happened there?
Horrible person.
My former friend, we used to be business partners and friends. We had two different ideologies and how my wrestling character should be. It's not even my wrestling character, how it should be as used in wrestling. Because I'm a real life character, so
Right.
He was in the traditional mindset where I should just stay serious all the time don't dance, don't cheese, don't smile. Like, you do that. You did that yet? You want me to do that because you didn't have a wrestling career and stuff, and you want me to stay serious and not dancing. It's a whole thing.
Sure.
But you used to be a co-host on my podcast. So
Not
now
anymore.
he's trying to expose me. Now he's trying to expose me and trying to tear me down and stuff. But we're not letting that happen. So
we're not letting that happen.
Hashtag fuck the belt god is that's what we moving with. Hashtag fuck the Wayne.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, gotcha.
Yes. Everyone put that in the chat right now.
Hashtag fuck the
we
belt
stand
guy.
by you.
Hashtag fuck Dwayne. Okay.
Nancy Nation and stuff. I appreciate coming on with you guys.
Of course.
And
thank you.
Havoc, good talking to you as always.
Yeah, thank you,
man.
Great talking.
And you know what it is. And if you don't subscribe to this podcast, you will be a rat bastard like MJF. And you don't want that. And then I have to come to your house and give you the cold dose of Nasty Rally. Because it is nasty time.
I love it. Thank you so much, Leroy.
Thank you, Leroy.
Thank you so much.
The nasty man himself.
The nasty man himself.
Stay nasty, my friends.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Likewise.
And
I have an MJF shirt on right now.
I'm glad you didn't show him that when he was on the call. By the way, if you're watching on the video podcast right now, you can tell that I've changed my setup because once again, just like I did last week, my computer almost ran out of battery, and I had to plug it in. So you know what I'm doing right now? I'm squatting on the floor. My feet are hurting. We have Villain of Vaughn who just followed us, and so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And remember to subscribe to our YouTube. And as we go off the air today with a wonderful episode of FightGeist, we want to remind you of one very important thing. Last week, we read our 2 reviews that we had. We had 2 new reviews, one from Boulevard Bullies, one from Nova Gray. And we are looking for all the reviews. We would like every single wrestling fan in the world to review our podcast and give us a 5-star rating. Because at that point, we would be, probably one of the most popular podcasts on the planet. And that's what we're going for. So, if you have not yet reviewed our podcast on iTunes, go to iTunes, okay? Hit the search bar, put in FightGeist. There used to be another podcast called FightGeist that they actually never published a single episode, so that's why it was okay for me to use that name. And they are no longer the #1 result. We are now. So we've taken over the FightGeist, which is just a bullshit name for a 3-minute podcast that no longer exists. So you have to go and you have to look up FightGeist. This is your homework for everybody watching right now, no matter where you are. And you have to hit that 5-star button, and you have to type out a review. It can be short, it can be long, it can be anything, and we'll read it on the show. And we'd like to remind you about everything else that you can follow us on. We have Instagram, FightGeist Wrestling, Twitter, FightGeist Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube as FightGeist. Follow us here on Twitch if you have not already, or not here on Twitch if you're listening later. But we have a Facebook page, but nobody goes on that. And of course, check out the Nasty Reality Podcast for another beautifully alternative wrestling podcast. And for the meantime, we are FightGeist. We are the alternative wrestling podcast. We're a sports entertainment podcast. And my name is Jack Peterson. I'm Ajax. I'm Mr. Clean. I'm the Corona guy. I'm the man of 1,000 strongly worded wrestling opinions. I'm Sex Pac. And I'm joined every week by the man across the internet.
I'm Phil. I'm Prince Havoc. I'm the Nasty Man. I'm Mr. Predictions. I am extremely awesome. My wrestling opinions are above anyone else's. I don't care what you say, Sebby. I don't care what you say, Jack. I'm right, you're wrong. But thank you for listening.
We are the Alternative Wrestling Podcast. Keep listening.